Are nuclear bombs in the Bible? Does the Bible prophesy about them 2,500 years before they were created? I believe it does. And we find that in Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12, which says,
And this shall be the plague with which the Lord will strike all the people who fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall dissolve while they stand on their feet. Their eyes shall dissolve in their sockets, and their tongue shall dissolve in their mouths.
The book of Zechariah was written roughly 500 years before Jesus. Keep in mind, there was no gunpowder or explosives at this time because they weren't created. This is a crazy prophecy to give at that time when there was nothing that could even come close to causing something like this to happen. This prophecy was completely just out of the box. Zechariah might as well have just predicted people are going to fly in airplanes or the internet, as well as to predict something where people completely dissolve while they stand on their feet. It's almost as if they're just vaporized. And the only technology that we've got to date would be a nuclear bomb. This isn't the only time that the Bible talks about a heat. In the book of Revelation, it actually says in Revelation chapter 8, verse 7,
The first angel blew his trumpet, and there followed hail and fire mixed with blood, and these were thrown upon the earth. And a third of the earth was burned up, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up.
So here's where the Bible is prophesying to us and telling us that in the last days, there is a heat coming, there is a fire of some sort that's going to burn up and destroy a lot of the earth. And this isn't the only place that it talks about it. Peter actually prophesied about this.
The heavens will pass away with a great noise, and the elements will melt with fervent heat. Both the earth and the works that are in it will be burned up.
What it does say is the same thing that's being said in the book of Revelation. There is a destructive heat coming that's going to burn up a lot, that's going to dissolve the earth, the elements of the earth, the works that are in the earth, the trees, the grass would be burned up. It's warning us of great destruction. Why would God tell us these things and want us to know about these events? And I believe the answer is so that you would know we're in the last days, we're in the end times. And having the understanding that lets you know that there's going to be difficulty in the pathway before us. There's going to be some trying times, some hard times, physically and spiritually. And I believe the call of the Lord is to remain faithful to the Lord in those times. As Peter goes on to say in the very next verse, what manner of person ought you to be in holy conduct and godliness? So right after Peter gives this prophecy, he gives out a call to holy conduct and godliness. I really don't believe that's by chance, because Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be.
And which a few, that is, 8 souls, were saved through water.
Is he telling us that there's only going to be a very few number of people that are righteous before the Lord? I believe so. And I believe that seeing these things, are we going to be with the majority that's not walking right with God and doing right? Or are we going to be with the remnant that is? And so seeing these things, now we can know this is what I need to do. I need to remain faithful no matter what. And I think that's a call for all of us in these times, to remain faithful to the Lord. And the Bible says all that will call on the name of the Lord will be saved. Putting our faith and our hope and our trust in Jesus for salvation, for deliverance, that what's impossible with man is possible with God. So with God, we can do all things. And part of that all things is to overcome evil, to not be overcome by it. And I think that will be a serious battle for the church in these last days.